What is up, everyone, and welcome back to more Sword Art Online War of the Underworld. I'm here. It is episode 10 and our queen has arrived. I have been missing some OG characters. Now, I want to say thank you to the people that kind of piece things together for me that I might miss or maybe don't show a big enough reaction that you guys were expecting. Now, obviously, they mentioned Asuna's guild from season 1 of Sword Art and who she was. Now, I have not watched Sword Art Online season 1 since 2019, so I barely remember what I had for dinner last week. Never mind details like that. So I do apologize. That one did go straight over my head. But by having that information, it makes me question things a little bit differently. So who is this guy? SAO survivor? Okay, that much is obvious. But other than that, I'm very excited to kind of bring that one back because then obviously that must link into GGO as well. So does that mean potentially that the people that put Kirito in a coma are in there with us? I don't know, maybe that's a stretch. I'm not sure. But that's kind of where I'm thinking right about now. Now, don't forget, if you want to watch the Patreon style version of this video and if you want to watch it before it gets to YouTube, you got to head on over to my website, suzylu.co.uk. But if you are happy just watching them on my YouTube channel, make sure you are subscribed, ring the bell for all that Let's Play and anime goodness. So apparently today's episode is a very good one. So let's do it. Gosh, everyone looks so sad and intense, and I mean, I understand why, but yeah.
Okay, Asuna, a couple reminders before I log you in. You're using Super User Account 01, Stacia, the Goddess of Creation. You'll have admin privileges that include unlimited manipulation of the landscape. But be careful with it. When you change the terrain, the flow of the mnemonic data between your STL and the Underworld's main visualizer is gonna be massive. I'm talking overloading your Fluck like massive. You should be fine if you change the terrain up a few times. Just try not to overdo it. You'll know you are if your head starts hurting. If it does, stop.
Go get him.
Go get your boy! Gosh, I wonder how Kirito's gonna react by having her in front of him. I wonder how Alice is gonna react as well. Like, who is this bitch? Get out of here. I hope Alice is kind to her. Yikes. Overused it already, huh?
Overdid it on the first try. Whatever. Now that I'm here, I have to find Kirito.
Her hair! It's so long and beautiful!
I'm definitely not a goddess.
But you just performed a miracle.
I was gonna say though, but you are, so you should probably play that role, Asuna.
Actually, Kirito's the reason I'm here. I need to see him now. So please, take me to him. I know he's not well, but I think I can help, so let me see him.
Oh, thank God. I was gonna say, please trust her. Like, she's been through a lot, okay? Imagine seeing your man like that.
Kirito?
He's trying to say something!
It's alright, Kirito. I'm here now.
Oh my God!
Thank you both for keeping him safe and letting me see him.
God, it's too much. What is this, like, right at the start of the episode?
I'm human, just like you. And I come from the same place as Kirito. Not from this world. Another one.
You're not from here, and neither is he? But what world? The only other one is heaven. Is that where you're from?
I'm sorry. It's kind of complicated to explain. Maybe the best thing would be for me to talk to whoever's in charge here. Can you take me to them?
Yes, of course. Please follow us. We'll take you right to him.
Don't worry, okay? I'll be right back. Promise. I'll figure this out somehow.
Oh, my heart is breaking. Oh! Alice, what are you doing?
She's not the enemy. She's here to help, Lady Alice.
Alice?
Who are you? What do you want with Kirito?
Back off, now!
Oh, Kirito's my bad. Oh my god, the fight of the century!
Now that is a heck of a sight. Two beautiful flowers in bloom. So gorgeous, so dangerous.
Now stop it, you two.
She is a spy for the enemy.
Would you relax, kiddo? She's definitely not working for the bad guys. Didn't you see what happened out there? She saved everyone's lives, including mine.
Well, that's it. He was ready to go in, face first, you know? And then she just comes out of nowhere. She is like an angel. God, I'm like crying already.
This rainbow appeared when it hit the ground. It cracked it open for 100 mils. It made a gap so wide, those pugilists couldn't even jump it. We were this close to being wiped out, and she stopped it. There's no denying that. If this little lady was a real goddess, she'd be scarier than the Pontifex. She'd break you in half for being rude to her. Then she'd chuck your ass into that pit she conjured.
So this is what happens when you both love the same guy.
I'm a human being just like you. That said, I am from another world and I know things about your situation you don't.
We should hear her out. In fact, the other knights and the unit captains should be part of this. We can discuss it over some tea.
Yes! Tea!
Get some tea and some booze for me and bring it back to my tent. You might as well stay for the meeting, too.
Yes, sir.
If only Alice could have seen Kirito, like the reaction when Asuna appeared, then she would know.
If you would like to see Kirito, you must ask my permission first. His safety is my responsibility, regardless of who you are.
That does it. I don't need your permission to see him. He's not yours.
Perhaps he should decide that.
Yes, perhaps he should.
Oh! Oh gosh, I'm sorry, but Asuna is a queen, okay? And as much as I love Alice, I still gotta pick Asuna.
But Kirito's my mentor.
Oh, honey, you don't stand a chance. I'm sorry.
There's a battle going on in the real world. It's between two groups, and they're both fighting for control of the Underworld. I'm here on behalf of one of the groups. They're called Wrath.
Is that why you're here then? To take over our world and rule over it?
No, not at all. My group and I, we want to protect the Underworld. The people we're fighting against don't care about this place. They just want one of your people. And when they find them, they'll capture them and bring them into our world. Then destroy yours.
That's monstrous.
I mean, it's gonna be very difficult to prove, but...
I say sure, why not? You said. These folks you're fighting are looking for someone specific. You got any idea who that could be?
Tell them.
I am the one?
So that's what this Priestess of Light stuff's about.
Look, there isn't much time left. There's only one way to keep the Underworld safe, and that's for Alice to return to the real world with me as quickly as possible. Once the enemy finds out she's not here, they'll give up and leave your world alone.
You must be joking.
I'm sorry. I wish there were another way. But if the enemy from the real world finds you, they'll take you.
Yeah, but if she leaves with us, then that leaves everything else totally defenseless.
That's why he suddenly showed up to lead his army. But he's not a dark god. He came from the real world just like you.
Dark God Vecta. Then the Dark Territory has super user accounts, and they're not locked.
She broke the seal in her right eye.
You know of what happened? And the seal? But how?
The central cathedral is indestructible, made of the hardest material here. I think how fun it would be to slice through it. Then all of a sudden, I feel a horrible pain in my right eye.
I wonder, how many of us here experienced the same thing as her? I'm sure at some point you all had doubts about the Pontifex, or some of the Church's laws.
So it literally happened to everyone. That's insane.
To put a stop to Administrator's rule, I knew I would be confronting Chudelkin as well as her. To muster the resolve to do so, I had to lose my eye. But could this Code 871 seal be a product of the real world?
A seal, 871. It must be an inhibitor. But why would Wrath install that in them? In the end, it would just get in the way.
That doesn't make any sense.
If the whole point of this simulation was to give the AIs the opportunity to demonstrate free will, forcing them into obedience with an inhibitor defeats the purpose. Unless the seal is a kind of sabotage. Are the people in the Ocean Turtle's main con behind this? No, Saboteur must be someone with Wrath. They could be with us in Subcon. I have to tell Kikuoka, but there's no terminal here. I could suicide out, but I need Alice to save Kirito. What do I do?
You know what to do.
You got a world full of your kind already. So why are you and your enemies so obsessed with snatching up little Alice? And once you do get her in your world, what are you planning on doing with her?
Sorry. I can't say. Not right now. She should see the real world first. Then she can decide what she wants to do for herself.
Like, this is the thing. How are we gonna take her out of this simulation, and how would she exist in the real world? Because I can't see it.
I will not go anywhere until then.
Fine. Besides, now that we know Vecta's from the real world, it'd be dangerous for us to leave the safety of your army. He'll be expecting that, I'm sure. That said, I'll join your people in the fight. As for Vecta, let me deal with him.
Whoa! That's gonna be so exciting. Let's get our girl back in action.
Protecting it is our responsibility, not hers. Let us show her what we are capable of.
Yes, you are right. Lady Asuna is not a god. She just told us she was human like the rest of us. If she is willing to fight hard, then we shall fight even harder.
Isn't it crazy that when you started this season, all you ever saw was them as AI? And now I just see them as, like, us, but on a different planet. Do you know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? Now I feel even worse that Asuna and Kirito are in there, because I don't know who to trust anymore. That was so much crazy information.
I will let you see him, and I will tell you everything I know of him. In return, however, if you are agreeable, you must tell me everything you know of him.
Well, this is gonna be awkward.
Just how long were you and he together?
Let's see. I was his partner in battle for 2 years. Then we dated properly for 1.5 years. And for 2 weeks, we even lived together.
Is that so? Well, I fought by his side for one night. But for the past 6 months, I have lived with him and taken care of him.
Really? That long? Excuse me? He was my mentor, and I cleaned his room for 2 months.
Oh, for goodness sakes, girls! He's with Asuna, and that's just the way it is.
I know I didn't spend as much time with him as either of you, but I'd like to swap stories with you.
Oh, she is adorable!
And my name is Sordalina Surlut. I was going to wait until after the battle to see him, but since Kirito and I share a bit of history, I was most eager to see how he was faring.
Understandable, Chief Guard Surlut. How do you know Kirito?
You may call me Lena.
Yes, it's my Lena!
For 1 year, he served as my page. We trained together, and in so doing, I taught him some of my sword skills.
Asuna's like, oh my god, it's like the real world. There's how many girls in the real world that want in his pants?
Back where we come from, he's called dual-wielding Kirito.
Really? Perhaps we should start with you telling us how he got that name.
It's really hard because when you've had 3 full seasons of Kirito being the main guy, and now suddenly he's in a coma in the real world, a coma in this other world, and suddenly it just kind of goes to show how he's touched all the people in his life, not literally. Everywhere he's gone, he's touched someone in such a beautiful way, and now everybody wants to look after him. And it's beautiful. You've got all the people in the real world. Then you've got Asuna, you've got Alice, you've got Lena, you've got the person that, you know, he was their mentor. And everybody wants to see him succeed again. And I don't know what is going to happen with Kirito, but I want him back so bad. And I'm holding out for that moment where we get to see him wake up, or I don't know, like, is something bad gonna happen to Asuna and he's gonna snap out of it and he's gonna wake up at the last minute. Like, there's just a part of me that's like, please, I just need my Kirito back. I have to say, I've never felt more confused about what is happening in the outside world and like what the whole plan is, like with Wrath. Because I honestly thought that like Wrath was the good guys, and then now there's, for whatever reason, there's something built in that would mean that they're not the good guy. I have no idea. Like, I feel like I need to go back and watch that bit again, because there was a lot of key information. I don't know why I've picked up my pen, but I have. There was a lot of key information that was very confusing at the moment. But I think the great thing about that was Asuna finally spelling out everything. So she did answer a lot of my questions, and then she made me have so many more to ask. Thank you so much for watching my reaction to this episode, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.